Hello everyone, this is another video continuing our Motion LoRA training and how to use your own Motion LoRA in AnimateDiff. Now, I have another video showcasing the output of this Motion LoRA training. This is a scenario of a swan trying to fly on a lake, and I changed that to a black bear running on the water. As you can see the output at 100 steps, it's very clearly showing a black bear running on the lake water. This workflow is using 500 training steps for our Motion LoRA training. We just finished all of that here. This is based on the swan flying on the lake water video motion, and we use that for this demo video. Right here we have the 500 step, 400 step, and 300 step results. So far, it looks like the 100 step and 300 step performed best for the motion animations in this training. So I'm going to try using the 100-step Motion LoRA and the 300-step Motion LoRA in our upcoming animation videos. We are going to use Motion LoRAs in this tutorial to create simple animations. Now, after generating the Motion LoRAs, we can go check the file locations in our Models folder. There's the AnimateDiff Motion LoRA installed from our trained LoRA models. We got the 100-step, 200-step, 300-step, and 500 step results trained here. So all of those are automatically saved in the model subfolder. You can retrieve those to use in other systems as well, or use them in a new workflow. So in a new workflow like this, we can use the default text-to-image workflow and add one more component in between the checkpoint model and the sampler, which is AnimateDiff. We're going to use the Gen 2. First, using the AnimateDiff evolved sampling, the models are going to connect with our checkpoint model here, and then the M models are going to be our AnimateDiff advanced model settings. In this case, we will use the AnimateDiff LoRA. As you can see, we already have our trained models located in the folders that you can choose from, and then the motion model, we can select which motion model we want to use as well. Of course, we are going to use the AnimateDiff Motion Model. In my case, I'm training based on the version 3 motion model, so I have to apply the same motion model with these LoRA files to load the animations properly. Now, the output of AnimateDiff is going to connect with the K-sampler. That's a very basic, easy setup. And lastly, we need to output the image frames to the Images to Video Combiner and load that. Now, this is the output of this sample animation, a bear running on the water, very similar to what we did in the training workflow. I just want to demonstrate that the motion is the same. And this is another generation based on the same text prompt, but using different seed numbers. As you can see, this is the same motion that we had in the Motion LoRA training workflow. You can test other sample training steps from the results. In my case, I selected the 300 steps and tried other text prompts. For example, a horse running on the lake water. Let's see the result. I have added the 2K sampler just to see the quality of the motion. It won't be very detailed by using just the text-to-animation in AnimateDiff with this simple workflow, but you can add more details by enhancing the text prompt. For example, adding photorealism high details. You can try that. Other objects can be used with the same Motion LoRA as well. For instance, I have a lady sliding on the water surface of this lake, and you can use that with the same Motion LoRA. It's doing pretty consistently for very short animations like this. Now we can try another way of using the Motion LoRA, which is applying it in the morphing animations workflow that we talked about previously. I will link that workflow video in the description below. You can check out that video discussing the morphing workflow. Basically, you can go to the AnimateDiff section and add this Motion LoRA. The difference is that this will be adding more consistent motion rather than using the ControlNet QR code, which only depends on the pattern encoded in the QR code. Here's the output of that. As you can see, the water sliding motion keeps consistently running even in different image frames. And the second sampling group also applies cleaner, better coloration in the output animation here. This is basically how we use Motion LoRAs to apply different animations. It brings a unique experience, not just using the default AnimateDiff V2 camera panning Motion LoRA. You can try a lot of other different Motion LoRAs using these custom nodes to load the AnimateDiff LoRA. Here's another example I did using a firework explosion Motion LoRA that I trained as custom explosive motion in our Patreon group. You can check that out. I've started training some custom Motion LoRAs for Patreon supporters. I hope you enjoy them. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. See ya.